Hey, my artist friends, how are you doing this week? This week there's been kind of an update with the style reference, and nobody's really talking about it. You know me, styles are everything. Um, so this week I want to kind of get into it, look at the four different versions. I'm really stoked about it because it gives us, different angles, different things to play with, and options are great. So why don't we just get into it? All right, so here are, I guess they're calling them style versions. SVs is the flag that we're gonna put on. So when we build our prompt and we do sref and reference an image, then after that prompt, we're gonna put another flag that's called SV. And you can do SV1, 2, 3, or 4. And this is how Midjourney is explaining them. It's a little confusing, so it's weird when you start to read it. In the end, it doesn't really matter because you're going to use what looks right. But SV1 is the original style reference algorithm that they released. All right, there we go. That's the original one. That was the one that came out first when we were doing sref. Bam, that's it. Then they did an update, and we got SV2, which is the one that has been default up till March 23rd. So there we go. We got 1 and 2 versions. SV3 is a new version of the first version with better performance and more vibey. So Midjourney throws around this word vibey a lot, and it's kind of, how do I look at it? It's kind of like the Midjourney model kind of takes it to its own artistic, I don't know what you would do. It introduces its own creativity in a way, I would say. It's synthetic creativity. That's what we're going to call it. And it'll get a little bit off of what you're asking for and kind of be like, well, I bet this would look cool. Then we have SV4, which is a new version, version 2. So that's not what version 3 was. And now this is a new version of version 2, which was default up till today, with improved performance. And this is the one that's default. So we've got 4 versions that actually give distinctive looks. So let's go and look through what we got here. All right, here we go. So this is the image that I'm using as a style reference image. It is, I'm going to put all these images, I think, up on Discord, and you can grab them if you want to play with them. So this one, I did a prompt, and I wanted to make a little bit more complicated prompt because we're going to be comparing styling to each other. So here's the image. This is our style reference. And then my prompt is a gigantic rabbit with tattoos hiding colorful eggs at a rural rundown covered bridge. And I don't know, maybe I'll put that on screen, or maybe I will put it in the description of the video. So let's see what we got here. So here is number 1, and okay, yep, I see it. We got our gigantic rabbit. I mean, that guy's huge. If that's the scale of the covered bridge, gigantic rabbit with tattoos. He's got the tattoos. He's got the colorful eggs. Rural, I don't know if we have rundown, but okay. And it's covered bridge. Great. It's kind of cool that they put water in there, but I didn't ask for that. Very cool. That's version 1. Here's version 2. Very cool. Version 3. Could be a close-up, a detail of the covered bridge. I'd go for that. That's version 4. A jackrabbit. All right. So, which one? Let's go through these. As far as the prompt's concerned, I like how all the rabbits are the same as her hair. Well, like that reddish hair color. We kind of got reddish rabbits, brownish caramel. I'm going to go with this one, number 2. I think this captured the prompt the best and was still in the stylish of the Copic markers. I mean, the thing is, I didn't call out Copic Marker, so it's basing it on the image. So it does get diluted a little. Yeah, number 2. I think number 2 is the one that kind of hit it correctly on this one. Let's see if it continues it. And also, I'm using, when I run these prompts, I run it, and then, you use that swirly bracket and for SV, and then I put in the swirly bracket 1, 2, 3, 4. So I crank out 4 versions all at once. That's my prompt, but there we go. There's the rabbit. I think number 2 won on that one. All right, and here, this prompt was created, or this image was created with a prompt that was styling digital illustration. So kind of a cartoony, definitely a stylized look to it. And my prompt was a gigantic rabbit with tattoos hiding colorful eggs in a prison. Here we go. Oh, oops. I always forget to click. And number 1. Okay. I mean, it definitely grabbed the style, but it's a little off on the prompt because I'm not seeing prison here. I do see a sad rabbit, and I don't know if I really see tattoos or a illustration of scale. He doesn't look big. He just looks like a sad rabbit. All right, number 2. That looks like a big rabbit. I could take that as a prison. I could also take it as French doors. He's hiding rabbits. He's a little crazy. That's a crazy rabbit. And he's hiding eggs. We see eggs. I don't know if that's 100% on the prison aspect, but all right. We got our rabbit. He's giant. Got tattoos. We got colored eggs. There's not a lot of visual direction as far as this being a prison. We have these 4 bars here, and like this could be part of a prison cell, but if I was directing an artist to do this, it would be more obvious that it's a prison. But interesting. Funny too, when you say prison, now all the rabbits are either crazy or sad. Number 4. All right, so we got our rabbit with tattoos. He's crazy happy, I guess. He's hiding his colorful eggs, and this is definitely a prison. So we're definitely getting the prison vibe from it. I think as far as adhering to the prompt, I'm going to say number 4 was the winner. But that being said, either 1 or 2 adhered more to the style. So there we got to kind of, that's why it's good. I think, now we got 4 options. Run them all. See what they all do. Like when you're getting close, because one of them's more style, one of them's more, and maybe that vibey thing. I mean, which one was the vibey? This was the vibey? Okay. Funny, I would have thought 1 was more vibey, but all right. I think this is a balance, and this is the balance we're making with AI art. Is it close to the prompt, or is it close to the artwork? Is it close to the style? And then are the subjects of the style playing on each other? I don't know. All right, that was a pretty interesting one. Now we got a different one. Now number 4. First number 2, now number 4. All right, so this next one is, this image was created with a LowBrow prompt. Of course, that doesn't matter because now we're referencing the image, not the prompt. But I do love this image. That's why I chose it, and it's definitely got a style to it. And our prompt on this guy was a gigantic rabbit with tattoos frying colorful eggs in a mid-century modern kitchen. So let's see what we got from that. Well, looky here. That's pretty cool. Eyes could be corrected, but we definitely have, if you look at the radios up here and stuff, and, I see styling of mid-century modern, and that tabletop, what is it, Formica? Absolutely, and he's cooking these eggs up, and little crazy. Definitely has the style of the original image. I like that. And we got tattoos. What else yeah, I mean, that hits the marks. Number 2. All right. This one's a little weird. I don't see the cooking. I see the tattoos. I see the kitchen. This rabbit looks almost like a lamp or something, and it looked like it peed or something. It's like water on the... All right. Well, there's that one. Got some of the aspects. I don't think it really tells the obvious story of what I was putting into the prompt. Oh, now look at that. That's beautiful. We got the rabbit. Really slight details on the kitchen. And I'm not even sure I could say that's mid-century modern. We got the tattoos, the rabbit. It's gigantic rabbit. We got the style. I can't really say that it's cooking, though. Like, it's kind of holding a dish on a stovetop. So almost presenting the eggs to us. Very interesting image, though. I will give it that. And then number 4. Boy, this guy looks like he's just not all with it. He's out of his mind, is what we might say. But definitely have some mid-century modern aesthetics. I'm looking at these salt and pepper shakers, the pot. Yes, absolutely. We got our giant rabbit with tattoos. Sure. We've got the style of the first image, and he's cooking. I like that. And, this is the one I would give it to. Like, this one kind of followed the story I was looking for, and, has the vibes of the original vibes, has the aesthetics of the original image. To some extent, it's a little toned down, but I think this one followed my prompt the best. Very cool. All right. And for our 4th and final one, I used an image I created and was prompting to a Rankin Bass, puppety style. Very cool image. And my prompt was a gigantic rabbit rafting down a chocolate river with colorful eggs. And you would kind of think, this being Rankin Bass, that it would, I guess, if that's the other thing is, after you style reference, you can pump into your prompt that. I did not do that. I'm trying to keep this as scientific as possible with this Midjourney. But anyway, that's the prompt. Let's take a look at the images. And number 1. All right, we got our gigantic rabbit draft. I mean, scale is kind of hard to tell here. We see the colorful eggs. And, I mean, it's a dark river, so it could be chocolate. Okay, I'll go with that. Definitely an interesting image. I will give it that. Wow, here we go. That looks like a chocolate river. The rabbit looks a little small. I wouldn't say that's a gigantic rabbit. We got other rabbits playing. And we got our colorful eggs. All right, cool. This guy's been eating the chocolate. It's all over his face. We got a chocolate boat now. I wouldn't say that's a river, so kind of dinging on that one. We got the eggs. We got a chocolate boat. We got the crazy rabbit. Interesting. All right. And number 4. Now we got a scared rabbit. Definitely in a chocolate river. Probably a chocolate boat. I see the colorful eggs. Gosh, I think number 4. I think this is the one that got it. So far we got 2 hits for number 4. If I were to work with this image, I think there was like some kind of character being built out here. I would probably vary the region there and or Photoshop and generative fill. Still can't say that. Let's just call him Phil. And I think that's pretty cool. I think that one's the winner. So twice, number 4 won. Once number 1 won. Once number 2 won. All right. Thanks for joining me this week. So we've got 4 versions of style reference. I would suggest if you have the hours, if you have the pro account and you I mean, you can do it by hand, but I would create a preferred action for this and, hit all four and see which ones are giving you the looks that you like. I think it was all over. The only one we didn't, for some reason, number 3 didn't hit for me. And again, I don't know if I haven't tested it enough, and it's not like I wouldn't try it, but I think you should get out there and try all the versions as you're developing looks. And, the way this works. We get an image, and then we can cycle that image back in and style reference it back and pump it through, and then 1, 2, 3, 4 again. Anyway, try this. This is a great tool to give you different looks, different looks and styles that are still within, reach of each other. Do me a favor, if you like this video, thumb it up, subscribe to my channel, let's have a conversation, comments below, get over to Discord. I'm going to put up images that I used for sources over there in the freebies conversation, and hey, buy some of my merch. People have been buying it up. I think I got to do another haul soon. Another drop, as the kids say. All right. Till next week.